It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft, alongside Kevin McIntosh. Kevin, thank you for being with us as always, and a happy middle of the week to you. We're finally at that hump day on Wednesday.
Tyler, I'm still feeling the effects of accidentally looking up at the sun during the eclipse day, but we're still here. Another day, another opportunity. What's going on, Tyler?
Yeah, a lot of opportunities to learn in our community recently. We had a lot of eclipse coverage all throughout Monday and late last week. All that can be found to commemorate the eclipse, that historic moment here across really all of the United States, but here particularly in our local area on civiccentertv.com. I'm talking lots of stuff. A report from out at Roosevelt Elementary School on the day of, a lot of the cool programming they did. If you take a look back at our Tuesday, April 9th episode of The Splash, we showed you a little bit of extra fun from the eclipse across the West Bloomfield School District. We have an entire show from within the path of totality. Dave Scott, Brooke Allen, Jason Dean, getting that historic moment on camera where the sun was blocked by the moon entirely for just a few moments, and we were there live with you on Monday. All of that on civiccentertv.com. Also, plenty of other opportunities for learning across our community, including some recent programming with the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. And Kevin, this is always a great learning opportunity here at Civic Center TV, the Splash Live each and every day. Let's dive into it. Kevin, a lot of ways people can get involved in the greater West Bloomfield community, and one of the best ways they can do that is by getting involved in a local board or commission. There's so much variety across all four of our communities, and these are critical positions that take up a lot of time but have a big impact across our individual cities and here in West Bloomfield Township and across our local area. Reporter Jake Schaff has the story.
Decisions are made every single day to help make your home a better place to live. But just how are these decisions made and who's responsible for making them happen? To find that out, I was able to get a behind-the-scenes look on how communities like yours are run and to find out how people like you can help them make a change as well.
I have been on the Zoning Board of Appeals now for about 6 years. I've enjoyed all my time. Our position here provides petitioners an opportunity to state their case and the rationale as to why they should be granted a variance. And this is an important part of the overall master plan, which is in support of the Planning Commission.
This is my fourth year being appointed to the board. I'm currently chair. I would say probably about 7 years ago, I was a little bored with just extracurricular activities outside of work. My children were older, and I thought this would be a good way to kind of learn about my community that I've lived in for so many years, find out what's going on, and it really just became an interest after that, just sitting in other board meetings and watching the township at work. It's necessary for people who live in the community to know how your community works. There are rules and regulations that people have to follow, and if you're not involved, you don't understand the whys of how these rules come about. And so being involved in a board like this makes you become aware as a resident and may be able to articulate that to other residents as well.
By serving on a role like this, you really have almost a complete knowledge, not full complete knowledge, of just how absolutely planned a community is, that all of this amazing development, a township like ours, didn't happen just by happenstance. It was planned.
Why is serving the community in this way important?
I think you get a better perspective from people who actually live in the community, who are working in the community, rather than if I held a position in an outside community and I was just hired on as an employee, because it deserves people who are committed, who take the time out of their personal lives to serve the board, and it's like a bag of potato chips. You have one and you just want more.
How can other people get involved if they're interested in a role like this?
I would encourage everybody to reach out to the supervisor, the planning commission, the clerk's office, whoever it might be, and to serve on some capacity. It's kind of like your school board. If you're not involved and you're not participating, then you can't make your community a better place.
Come to meetings. That is the most important and the most benefit that I've gotten. And that gave me a strong understanding of how government works and what the process is to each board. And that is a monumental benefit for anybody looking to serve on any board in the township.
Every voice is important, especially your own. And if you want your voice to be one for your community, stop by your local town hall to find out more information on how to get involved and to take the first steps in creating a positive change for everyone in your community. For Civic Center TV, I'm Jake Schaff.
Excellent report from Jake there, and you can find even more information on getting involved in your community, open boards and commission positions, committee positions across all 4 of our communities by going to your specific municipality's website. For West Bloomfield, that's going to be wbtownship.org. On their main page, if you scroll down, they have a link right now available for open boards and commission positions, kegoharbor.org for the city of Keego Harbor, sylvanlake.org for the city of Sylvan Lake, and Orchard Lake Village at cityofOrchardLake.com. And there's so many ways to get involved, Kevin, whether it's on a board or commission specifically, or if it's by getting involved in your local Parks and Rec committee, volunteering at events, seeing the ways that the community gets involved and where it needs some help, and finding a way to get involved is really that biggest first step.
I love how one of the parents said, he was older, his kids got older and, they were out of the house, kind of an empty nester situation. And he just chose to go ahead and be a part of his community board and commission. So that was very interesting too. And I feel like it's never too old. It's never too late or too early to be a part of that, to learn the local government and how it works, especially the government that affects you directly. So I'm always on board with that. That's something I definitely will be having to look into myself also.
Yeah, and these are individuals that often do start out that way. They go to these meetings or they see these meetings. They just have an interest in their community, and so they explore, they get involved. Maybe they join one of these boards, commissions, or committees and realize they're making a big impact on the community each and every day in doing so. So again, wbtownship.org for more information on joining boards and commissions and committees in West Bloomfield, kegoharbor.org for Keego, sylvanlake.org for Sylvan, and cityofOrchardLake.com. So many different ways to get involved. Other ways you can get involved in your community are through local community organizations like the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield. They do a lot of work all throughout the year to benefit kids in the West Bloomfield School District and in the greater West Bloomfield community. And coming up pretty soon, they're going to be doing something to benefit a little bit of all of us, cleaning up some of our roadways across the local West Bloomfield area. Joining us is one of their members, Greg Flynn from the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield, also our fire chief as they get ready for their Adopt a Road 2024 spring cleanup. Chief, thank you for being with us.
Kevin, Tyler, good morning.
Yeah, glad to have you with us and welcome you back to the program here, because the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield, they're going to be doing something that they've done a number of times over the years where they go out into the community and they go to clean up some of our roadways. Tell us about this event, sort of what's going on as you go out into the community with the Optimist Club and aim to clean up some of the roadways across the community.
So I think many of us have seen as we drive all over Oakland County the Adopt a Road signs that different community groups can sign up for a 1 mile section of well-traveled road within the county. And here in West Bloomfield, the Optimist Club has Orchard Lake Road from the intersection of Pontiac Trail and Orchard Lake down to Walnut Lake Road. And that's where our focus will be on April 20th, picking up trash and debris that's kind of accumulated over those winter months. And it's really just a great opportunity to learn a little bit more about the Optimist Club and possibly becoming a member and joining the group. And even if that's not of interest and you just want to come out and help us clean up the trash and debris along Orchard Lake Road along that 1 mile section, we would love to have you.
Yeah, it's a 1 mile section, but it's a major thoroughfare in the greater West Bloomfield area, and it's a very busy area among that all throughout the year. And so it's a really important mile to have adopted by the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield and to clean up this time of the year. Typically, when the club gets out onto that stretch of road and they do these cleanup efforts, I know just how much of a cleanup effort is typically needed this time of the year as we come out of the winter and get into the spring season.
It's really amazing to me every time we do this, Tyler, and we've done it, and we do a spring cleanup and we do a fall cleanup. And you think how much garbage or trash or debris could really accumulate in a short period of time like that. And it's bags. I mean, there are 20 to 30 bags of trash that our residents will see in the orange Oakland County Adopt a Road bags. We'll be just setting those along the roadside as they fill. And then Oakland County comes along after we send them notification that those bags are out there, and they'll go ahead and pick those up. It's really there's so much of an emphasis ever since I've been here over 25 years in service to West Bloomfield Township, the focus on the environment and the beautification of our community. It's just really great that the Optimists have put that into action. And that's what they're all about, doing this and really focusing on potentially doing this with some of the groups that support youth within our community. So our scouting groups and also, our middle school civic groups and high school groups. We welcome them to come out and join us in our cleanup.
More information can be found on the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield on their website, westbloomfieldoptimist.com. Chief Greg Flynn from the West Bloomfield Fire Department, who is a member of the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield, is with us today. And you mentioned just a moment ago that this is right along the lines of what the Optimist Club is all about. So for those that aren't familiar with the club, tell us about the club and what that experience is like for you as a leader in our community to come together with residents and other leaders for these efforts.
Who doesn't like some optimism in their day, right, Tyler? The creed that the optimists say at the end of each meeting, and really making the best of each of the day, finding the good in those that are around you, and offering a helping hand instead of criticism. These core values of the group really are welcoming and inclusive to all in our community. Our focus is on youth and being a mentor and connecting youth with resources for, in the future, the Be Like Bob Mellon Scholarship. You had Joey Spano on the show talking about that. I'm on the essay group for that. I was just reading some of those essays last night. It's really positive and provides lots of optimism to read what our youth today are writing about and where they want to go and what they want to do in college. So there's that. We do our annual holiday happiness event, and we get to partner with our friends in the Kigo Club and the Kigo Jacket Club and some of our corporate sponsors around West Bloomfield that help to make that happen. Tyler, I think this year was right around $12,000 or $13,000 worth of food and gifts and things that we were able to deliver or connect with families right here in the greater West Bloomfield area that need that support. So we're always looking for folks that can give of their time, give of their talent, give of their treasure to support the mission of the Optimists. But ultimately, we'd love for them to be members and join us for our meetings and so on and so forth. So if they're interested, please go to the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield website and or Facebook page and reach out and we'll get someone to connect with you and connect you for some meeting times and locations.
Again, that website, westbloomfieldoptimist.org, and their Facebook page, facebook.com/West Bloomfield Optimist, for even more information on their upcoming meetings, events, initiatives in our community. If you want to join them, another great opportunity to get out and get to know the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield and so many others is at their annual Adopt a Road 2024 Spring Cleanup. That's going to be Saturday, April 20th, beginning at 9 a.m. And as Chief Flynn said earlier on, they will be cleaning a 1-mile stretch on Orchard Lake Road between Pontiac Trail and Walnut Lake Road. That is their designated cleanup area. Plenty of more information to come on that. And Chief, if people are interested in coming out, learning more about the Optimist Club, just volunteering their time, helping out their community on that day at this event, how can they go and get involved, and what should they do to prepare for the day of?
So on that day, really rain or shine, if it's just a drizzle, we're going to be out there, barring thunderstorms and a heavy downpour. Our makeup date is the following Saturday, but we're going to be optimists and hope that the 20th is going to be a nice, beautiful day like we're experiencing today. Fire station number 1 on Orchard Lake Road, that south parking lot. It's an open parking lot between the fire station and the tennis courts right there. Just pull in there. Park. We have the yellow high-vis vests for our volunteers, along with the standard orange collection bags. If some folks want to get out and help us or pick up and clean up in another section of Orchard Lake Road, if we have enough volunteers, we'll give them more of those orange bags. That's a very important part because those are the Oakland County bags that Oakland County will pick up. Gloves and good footwear for the day, because we can be in some kind of wet, damp area. So we want people to have good footwear on and just some gloves to protect your hands for some of the glass and other things that sometimes we find ourselves disposing of. So with all that being said, it's about an hour to an hour and a half of volunteer time, Tyler, is about all that we need when we have enough hands out there helping. And it really is. The dividends pay for all of us in West Bloomfield that travel up and down the Orchard Lake corridor.
Yeah, it's not like we have a community that's typically going to be driving down Orchard Lake Road, throwing anything and everything out of their windows. These are things that accumulate over time. Some of these will come through in that way, or things that drop out of nearby garbage cans or roll in from other areas of the community, and that just accumulates on our roads. And so this becomes something very important for our community to participate in, and it's a great way for people to get involved, get to know some of their neighbors, help out their community, and for those kids also looking for volunteer hours, another great opportunity to get out and get involved. Chief Greg Flynn is with us from the West Bloomfield Fire Department, also a member of the Optimists Club of West Bloomfield. You can find more information on all their upcoming events and ongoing initiatives at westbloomfieldoptimist.org. .com. West Bloomfield Optimist. It is .org, westbloomfieldoptimist.org, and Facebook at West Bloomfield Optimist. Chief, before we let you go, anything else that people should know about this upcoming event or other special things that may be going on in the near future they should keep their eye out for from the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield?
For the Optimist Club, really we're in kind of wrap up for our essays, and as that academic year starts to come to a close, so some of that engagement, we're going to start ramping up with we partner with some of the concerts in the park. So we're seeing if some of that's going to materialize for this year, where people are out enjoying the concerts, and the Optimists will sometimes be there to support that with some concession sales, which again are areas that we could use members and volunteers to help us move that mission forward so that we can fund some of the projects that go towards youth in our community. And by all means, with the FD, I'm going to throw this one in here real quick, Tyler, about the Touch a Truck event that will be coming up. The date escapes me right now here on camera, but keep an eye out through West Bloomfield Parks. The fire department will have many pieces of apparatus out there for everyone to enjoy, because who doesn't like a picture on a fire truck, Tyler? I think we may even have one or two of you in there somewhere.
Yeah, down the line, I'm sure there are. I've been out there many times over the years here at Civic Center TV. Always a fun event. That I do have the date for, April 26th at 4 p.m. at Drake Sports Park. We'll have more on that as we get closer to the event, and right now you can find more information on wbparks.org. Chief, anything else for us today?
That's it, Tyler. Thanks so much for having me.
Glad to have you on. Chief Greg Flynn from the West Bloomfield Optimist Club and from the West Bloomfield Fire Department joining us on today's edition of the Splash Live. Again, their annual spring cleanup for their Adopt the Road initiative with the West Bloomfield Optimist Club is Saturday, April 20th at 9 a.m. Rain or shine, light rain, a little bit of weather here and there won't obstruct the event, and they do have a makeup date for the following weekend. But mark your calendars now for Saturday, April 20th at 9 a.m. Go ahead and park nearby in some of the shopping mall areas on Orchard Lake Road, or if you're joining them down the road near Pontiac Trail, or as Chief Flynn said, at Fire Station number 1, a great place to go, as it's a 1-mile stretch between Pontiac Trail and Walnut Lake Road in our community that they will be cleaning up. And you can send an RSVP as we speak, G. Flynn at wbtownship.org, or of course go to the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield Optimist Club at West Bloomfield Optimist to learn more and to get even more information on this event. Kevin, a great way for people to get involved, help clean up our community as we beautify Greater West Bloomfield as the spring continues to bloom and we enjoy the great outdoors in a community that loves its local environment.
Man, Tyler, first of all, salute to Fire Chief Flynn for his great work, not only as the fire chief, but as a member of the Optimist Club, a man who's wearing many hats and making sure he's making a difference in the community. That's great information to know about what the Optimist Club is and what they do. But transitioning into great things that's going on in the community, Keego Harbor specifically, they have their block party coming back this summer. A very exciting thing to look forward to. And I actually had a chance to speak with a member of the Parks and Rec from Keego Harbor, Kirsten Sonneville Douglas, joined us to talk about exactly how these block party events came to be over the past few years. If you could tell us, please.
It started in 2021. I had the idea of bringing music into the park. We have a beautiful gazebo in Rose Sorter Park. And we started with one event, had some food trucks, just again to bring the community back together. And it was right after the pandemic, just trying to find ways to reconnect again. And it was a big hit. And people were like, oh, we should do it every weekend. Well, that's really time consuming for planning, but I said I'd be committed to doing it the third Friday of June, July, and August. Wow. So this is our 4th year. And so we are ready with the bands and the food trucks are ready.
That is great to hear. I love to hear the fact that we have events for the community to get together. And any and all community, especially here within the greater West Bloomfield area, Keego Harbor specifically, because we love to get out there, see other people in the community, shake hands and just see what's going on and just vibe and be around that energy. So this is a perfect thing for that. And from what I'm seeing, you have food trucks with the food, you have games, live music, even art going on there. Just talk about incorporating all of these things. What type of games? Talk about the live music and talk about the art.
It's really just to be more a low-key block party, but on a larger scale. So we've got the big yard Jenga, cornhole. I have to think of the names of the games. Cornhole, yeah. And then the golf on the rods. I can't think of the name, but anyway, yard games is what we have there. And so anyone can play, and it's fun to see neighbors just meet other people and pick up a game, which is fun. We have a huge artisan group in Keego Harbor. The organization is called Art Sale. And so we offer free tables for our local artists to show their goods, crafts, and art. And so it's wonderful just to see them out there. Again, the public library will be there too to support us. And then we have live band under the gazebo, and then usually and always just one food truck also for people to partake.
Right. So live music, that's what I'm interested in as of right now. How do you go about selecting the artists or the bands who performs at these block parties?
A lot of word of mouth and people saying, oh, you should check out this band. The first one was asking people who coordinate bands for some of their local restaurants, and they were able to connect me with Slowfoot, who has a great following, and we're excited that they're going to be our June band. So we're excited to kick off again with them. And then it's just people, again, word of mouth and people saying, hey, we'd like to participate.
Yes, joining us now from Keego Harbor Parks and Recreation, Kirsten Sonneville Douglas, talking about the upcoming block party at Keego Harbor at the Rose Sorter Park behind City Hall and different things that's going on there. So you said essentially you started the event because you wanted to bring the community together. Do you feel like you've achieved those objectives? Have you added any objectives? Is there anything else that you plan to achieve or any other goals for this event overall in general?
I believe we've achieved that goal, and every event, every block party, we have more and more people. So it's just getting the word out to our community, right? It's how do we connect with everybody? And so each time it's getting bigger and better, and that's what we're expecting and we're hoping.
Absolutely. Great. And like we have seen it grown over the years. Like you said, you've gotten a great response from the crowd and from the community wanting it to come back. And as a result, it has come back. And we're talking about the third Friday in June, July, and August, with the first one starting June 21st. So that's something for everyone to mark their calendars with now, Kirsten. Any other additional information about the block party, about any other events Kego Harbor has or that you have on the schedule?
Well, if they want to follow us on our social media platforms, that's a great way to connect with us to know what's upcoming, right? And so the block party events are June 21st, July 19th, and August 16th. Our bands will be Slowfoot, Interstate 90s, and The Dudes. And then our food trucks in order for June would be the Grill Wrap. Then we've got Cousins Maine Lobster for July and Bueno Tacos, a local favorite here, in August. So we're looking forward to that. So I hope you guys will come out and join us. Maybe you'll do something live from one of those events. And then also something that I do know that you guys are so amazing and so supportive is our Memorial Day Parade. So we're looking forward to that coming up here and at the end of May.
Yes, yes. That's when we know the summer weather usually starts to get a little bit more consistent. We're starting to get into some good summer times. Oh, that sounds like a plan to me, Kirsten. Thank you so much for joining us. Kirsten Sonneville Douglas from Kego Harbor Parks and Recreation, talking about the block party in Kego Harbor coming back to Rose Sorter Park right behind City Hall. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
Kirsten Sonneville Douglas from Kego Harbor Parks and Rec, talking about their upcoming block party in June. Starting in June, but it's going on throughout the summer months. So a great thing to look forward to. Like we said, food trucks, live music, games. All right, you can't lose with this. The first one being June, I believe June 3rd. Let me double check on that. Yes, June 3rd is the first one, which will be a Friday. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, they're always on a Friday night too, Kevin. That makes it even better. It gives people something to do in their community, a way to get involved on a Friday night, meet some of their neighbors, have a lot of fun. And Kirsten and I have talked about this a lot over the last couple of years about these block parties. And as she was bringing them together, the one thing that was and she touched on this a little bit in your discussion with her. The one thing that was really the biggest factor in this was finding the way to get all corners of the community in Kego Harbor and even some neighboring areas together in a way that was fun multiple times a year. Because, Kevin, before your time, they didn't do these block parties other than these last few years. And pre-pandemic, they'd have one big night every year in the fall, skate and activity night. They'd bring in a bunch of these activities, very similar to what they do at the block parties. And it was a lot of fun, but that one time of the year just isn't enough, especially in a community like Kego Harbor that is so close-knit and loves to have a good time with each other. KH Parks on Facebook is the place to go for even more information on their block parties all throughout the summer. And Kevin, there's a lot more exciting things happening with the Kego Harbor Parks and Recreation Group coming up very soon too. Their community garden very soon to open. Look, the warmth is going to be a little bit more consistent, hopefully, going forward. So you won't have to worry about frost so much anymore in the next few weeks. And so their garden's going to open. The community garden opens on April 27th. And applications are needed, however, if you want to get a plot in that community garden. For more information on how you can apply, KegoHarbor.org. We'll have all that information for you. Navigate to the Parks and Recreation page, and you can also go to their Facebook page at KH Parks to learn even more information and get in contact with them about their community garden. Kevin, it's a really interesting place because you drive through the city, and it's right in between a few of the homes in the heart of Kego Harbor. And it's a pretty large plot that they have there with plenty of space for people to plant in raised beds or even in the ground. So really great way to get involved too. And maybe enjoy some gardening, develop a new hobby.
Getting back to the basics, Tyler, that's essentially what it is. Bringing the community together by all means. Going back to just being grounded and things like that. I'm all for this. Listen, let me be honest with you, Tyler, if you don't mind. Sometimes I go to the grocery store. I don't like the size of the strawberries. I don't like the size of the bananas. I don't like the size of syrup. It doesn't look organic. So to have an opportunity to grow your own things here and learn from others who are growing in different things, This is what it's all about. I think it should be in every community, every street. Sorry for talking a lot. That's just my rant. Tyler, go ahead.
Hey, you know what? It's a great rant to go on, and it's a great thing to have, a great amenity to have in our communities. Again, get your applications
Yes,
in.
sir.
The garden opens April 27th. Those plots fill very quickly in Keego Harbor, and if my brother in neighboring Waterford is any indication, when the community garden has open spots, they fill really quick. KH Parks on Facebook and KeegoHarbor.org. Live, local, social, it's The Splash live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. We'll take a quick break on the other side, appreciating education from multiple angles across the greater West Bloomfield community.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Bringing you stories and memories from Orchard Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's The Splash live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft. He is Kevin McIntosh. Kevin, we have an exciting week here in the Greater West Bloomfield community because everybody loves their local library, and across the nation, people are celebrating their libraries during this being National Library Week. The West Bloomfield Township Public Library joining in on that celebration all throughout the year. It's a great time to go out and support our local library, Kevin, because not only do they have all these resources inside the library, but you can go and check out a book or check out another material from their library, a book, a magazine, an encyclopedia, whatever you're looking for, and then go right back outside in beautiful nature on their benches nearby and sit and enjoy a book, or out on their patio. Take a book and go out there, read it, maybe return it on that same day if you go through it. Nice, relaxing place to go. And people love the library in the greater West Bloomfield community with its two branches.
Love the library because the library loves you. See, when we need the library for certain things like Eclipse glasses, we're quick to go there. They sold out or gave all of them away. Now here's a chance to use other resources that the library provides, which they have plenty. Trust me. I used to go to the library, just rent out a guitar just because I could. So they have so much more than just the books. But yeah, go there and enjoy the library, all the resources that they have, especially just getting down to the essentials of different books, learning different things. We have information in the libraries and in these books that are not on the internet, Tyler. Just want to put it out there.
Exactly, and they have plenty of resources too. If you're looking for more resources on the internet, on WBLIB.org. Also, check out their social media at West Bloom LIB on Facebook throughout the week. They'll be celebrating many of the individuals whose hard work each and every day keeps their library services running smoothly and helping a whole lot of people all across our four communities. So as you're at your library this week, at the main library, the West Acres branch, wherever you are at throughout this week, give them a big thank you for all the great work that they are doing. Across town at Gretschko Elementary School, the PTO posted 15 students in a picture who had achieved their pine cone reading achievement through the winter season. And this pine cone reading goal, to explain this, is they have a number of different genres they have to read a different book from. All right? Each one of those little pines on the pine cone is a specific genre. And they have a number of books they can choose. These 15 kids pictured here, they got one book read from each and every one of those categories at Gretschko Elementary School. Kevin, some of their favorites that maybe perhaps your kids or other parents will want their kids to read very soon because these kids were super interested in them. Princess in Black, You Don't Want a Unicorn, and Pizza in My Heart. Kevin, they also gave a big shout out to our friends at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library who support Gretschko's in-house library and of course provide so many other resources to students across the West Bloomfield School District. Really huge accomplishment from these elementary school students who each read one book from each of those categories to fulfill their Pinecone reading achievement.
I shouldn't be smiling this hard at that, but that warms my heart, Tyler, because I remember reading like these books too. Zack and the Alligator, Ezra and the Snow Day. It was a Corduroy, the teddy bear Corduroy. Oh my God. I remember these books. I remember getting like rewards. We used to get bags of chips or little certificates to go get free pizza in places. This is very heartwarming. I'm loving that we're going back to the basics. We're reading actual books and encouraging that with kids instead of the tablet and the computer stuff all the time, which is cool. It has its place. But let's get back to the essential reading.
Yeah, again, you can get even more information on these Gretschko kids and their Pinecone reading achievement from the Gretschko PTO. That is facebook.com/Gretschko PTO or library services. You can find more info on their website, wblib.org. And Kevin, what's really cool about the West Bloomfield Township Public Library, I mentioned that just a minute ago, they provide services to students all across the West Bloomfield School District. So whether you're in West Bloomfield, Keagle Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, or Sylvan Lake, by the way, all residents of those 4 communities are eligible for a library card and all of these services. If you're a student in the West Bloomfield School District, whether you live in the 4 communities proper or are a school of choice individual, or maybe you are a child of an employee of the West Bloomfield School District, that also makes you eligible to get your library card and get access to all of these resources and continue your learning outside of the classroom. Although, Kevin, we have so many great educators that go into keeping our kids engaged each and every day in school.
Precisely. And Assistant Principals Week is 1 week out of the year that we usually highlight its annual celebration, recognizing the vital contributions of assistant principals in our education system. And joining us right now, giving him his flowers for his work at the local school, West Bloomfield Middle School Assistant Principal, Mr. Evans, Jermaine Evans, I should say. How you doing, sir? Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, thank you so much for your hard work as assistant principal at West Bloomfield Middle School, Mr. Evans. Like we say, assistant principals play a crucial role in supporting the principal in this overall management and administration of an educational institute. Can you just give a little bit more information on your main responsibilities in assisting the duties of the principal in the school?
Absolutely. So when you think about the essential duties of the assistant principal, you know, it really is to assist in guidance. It is to assist in development of your highly qualified teachers. It is to assist in the organization of the day-to-day operations. It is the supervision of your critical and your non-critical staff when it comes to instructional and even building maintenance. You know, we lead efforts to promote a positive culture here in the school. We assist in providing leadership to those that directly impact student achievement, which will be your instructional leaders in the classroom.
Exactly. See, I like to take this moment to highlight people in your position, assistant principals across the community, because specifically, I always look at it as we don't just have a president that just oversees the entire country,
Absolutely.
over 300 plus million. He has a team of people. He or she has a team of people who actually help make the decisions and create a system and make sure it works and work out the kinks. And that's what I see your role as. Just like an assistant coach, like you need people in the team to make everything work and make sure everything is oversaw. So can you talk a little bit more about how you actually collaborate with the staff, the teachers directly to help with the overall student success?
So one particular collaboration is really empowerment. You know, sometimes when teachers want to do those extra things for students, my job is to really be a springboard for those teachers, right? It is to guide them to the greater impact, not necessarily to tell them what to do or to dictate to them what to do, but really offer my service as that instructional leadership. How would it impact instruction? How does it impact our student culture? How does it impact the community, right? So when we're collaborating, it's not just one idea being pushed, but we're all contributors to what we think will be the greatest impact here at the West Bloomfield Middle School.
And that's good. That's what it's all about. Like we said, it's about that team effort. Once again, communication and collaboration with the teachers and instructors who directly reach the students, going up all the way to management, principal, assistant principal, et cetera, et cetera. Join us right now, highlighting his role and responsibility, assistant principal of West Bloomfield Middle School, Jermaine Evans. Mr. Evans joining us, talking about his different roles, responsibilities. What would you say to date has been your most challenging situation as an assistant principal at the middle school?
To I'll start off by saying the assistant principal role is like a sweet spot where you have the relationship with the students, and you also have the relationships with the staff and the community stakeholders. With that being said, the biggest challenge is helping kids understand the use and the appropriateness and when to employ the use of these cell phones. And I could speak for many assistant principals when it comes to when kids are using these cell phones. Yes, sometimes we want to take them out of their hand, but we need to put something else back in their hand as well. So one of the challenges, and this is how we addressed it this year, we developed a photography club where kids can use their cell phones to take pictures.
Okay.
Where they can use their cell phones after school to do certain things. So it's just really helping the students understand, hey, that cell phone is a double-edged sword. It could be positive and it can be negative. And how do we use it in a positive to really promote our positive narrative here at West Bloomfield Middle School? That to me is the ongoing challenge. Every day we're talking about put away your cell phones, or what are you using it for? Is it being used appropriate?
Right. Man, listen, I can only imagine. That is a solid point. I'm I come from a day where cell phones were just starting to be a little bit more popular for like just the mass population. So they were having trouble with students having cell phones, but this was, we didn't have smartphones or anything like that. I can only imagine the scale it's at right now with smartphone, the technology, the smart watches, and I mean just how you can have it in anything, tablets. Also, I can definitely understand that being a challenge right there. And it just means you have to continue to kind of strike a balance between, like you said, using your cell phone for the appropriate times. The photography the photography class, I love that. Me being a photographer myself, and I use my phone for those type of things. So I love that. I want to get back to balance in that way. How do you personally balance, since you say you're perfect middle spot, right? How do you balance administrative tasks with promoting a positive school environment, making sure you're not seen as this, negative person coming through the hallway, snatching phones and that type of thing?
I think being very intentional about the culture and climate that you want to set, right? I intentionally, going through the hallway, sometimes the kids may see me get to class or hurry up and get into your rooms or let's move a little bit quicker. But I also balance it off by going through the hallways and indicating the positive or just striking up a conversation with the students. It's very often kids may see, oh, Mr. Evans is a little bit excited, right? They need to see me in both balances, being that AP that's going to support the school culture and climate, but they also need to see the human side of Mr. Evans, the humanity side of Mr. Evans, right? So, and that comes with developing relationships and rapport with the students where they see you in both lights. And that also includes the staff as well.
Completely understand that. Completely understand. Yeah, it's gonna take that, especially with middle school students too. Like this is right before they get to high school, really start to feel like they like want to stand in their perspective. And I don't know. I feel like when it gets to high school, it gets weird. And I'm speaking from a perspective of somebody who kind of made that change in high school too. For you personally, what aspects of your work do you find to be the most impactful?
The most impactful for me, sometimes it may not come until years later, in all honesty, right? I've been in middle school for all my life, 20, 24 years. And the greatest impact is when I see a student who had challenges in middle school, and years later, they come around and tell me, you know what, Mr. Evans, you were the most instrumental person in my life. And because of your standards and expectations, it caused me to do X, Y, and Z. I'm finishing my degree, or I'm in med school, or I am a lawyer. Just today, I have a former student of mine who is coming to visit the school because he is a mentor in the district. He has a program where he is mentoring high school students at the high school in Roosevelt. And come to find out, he was a former student of mine. So to me, that is the greatest impact. And it's not an instant impact, but it's an impact that you will realize that it requires time. It requires that seed to really germinate, right? So for me, it is just looking at where our kids are in that 10, that 15 year time frame.
Mr. Evans, let me tell you, man, as you were explaining, I started thinking back to some of the teachers and educators in my life that made that difference, that were probably hard on me at the time. I feel like we all can think back to, man, that teacher that man, they changed the direction for me, man. So, man, I know that's a very warm and impactful situation to be in, man. And that motivates you too to keep going too, man. I completely understand that. Mr. Evans, how do you see the role of assistant principals evolving in education in general, and just give any lasting words from your perspective, please?
That role has evolved to a point where people are now realizing, in order for a building to really function at its pinnacle, you must have a strong assistant principal. That assistant principal must know how to do every single thing, from discipline to scheduling to instructional rounds. That assistant principal is the instructional coach of the building. And when you really think about who that assistant principal is, that assistant principal can really carry the culture of the building of any school.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your lasting words. Thank you for your time again. Mr. Jermaine Evans, assistant principal for West Bloomfield Middle School, highlighting his role and responsibilities as we talk about it for Assistant Principals Week. Thank you again for your time, sir.
Thank you for having me, and enjoy the rest of your morning.
Absolutely. You too. Have a better one. Man, that was such a great, engaging conversation. I love Tyler. I love to just see you. You don't necessarily think about the role and responsibilities of an assistant principal. A lot of people just go straight to principal, or they might think of the teachers. That's that role right there. That's just as important, Tyler, that you want to kind of like make sure you highlight and dig into, and it's like, wow, he or she really does a lot. They are very important to this entire system.
And you know what? If anyone is listening.
Yeah, and Kevin, that is such an important point to make in all of this, because not only are the assistant principals helping the administrators, particularly the principals, they're helping the teachers as well, they're helping the students as well. And it goes back to the point with these schools that they are well-oiled machines when they work all together, and everybody is filling a role that's needed to help these kids through each and every day and through each and every scenario that they're going through in those schools. So we give a huge shout out to Jermaine Evans and the entire team at the West Bloomfield School District and West Bloomfield Middle School, the high school, and all other entities within the West Bloomfield School District for their hard work. Coming up very soon, some fun events in the greater West Bloomfield area that are going to put an investment back in our local environment. The greater West Bloomfield area loves nature, and our celebration of our Earth is coming up in just a little bit over a week. Thursday, April 18th, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Recreation Activity Center. It's time for West Bloomfield Parks' annual Earth Day celebration. Joining us to talk about this year's celebration is Abby Burgess, the Community Engagement Coordinator at West Bloomfield Parks. Abby, thank you for your time today. Yeah, happy to have you on to talk about this exciting event. It's one of many things that West Bloomfield Parks is doing as they start to really ramp up their outdoor fun for the 2024 spring and summer season. This is one of those big kickoffs at the Earth Day celebration. Tell us about how West Bloomfield Parks celebrates this momentous occasion.
Yeah, we're very, very excited. Like you said, in just over a week, on April 18th, we will be having our Earth Day celebration. That's going to be from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Recreation Activity Center. And we have all sorts of fun activities lined up for that day. We have crafts available. We have live animal interactions with our animal ambassadors. We're going to have a bunch of different conservation partners who will have different displays and activities for our participants. And we also have some guided hikes that will be available with our naturalists. And overall, it'll just be a wonderful day to celebrate our Earth and the wonderful environment we have here in West Bloomfield. The event is outdoors, obviously, for Earth Day. However, we do encourage our participants to dress for the weather. It is spring in Michigan, so obviously we'd love to have it outdoors, but should the weather be cold or should it be raining, we will move that inside the Recreation Activity Center.
And so there's plenty of fun, plenty to do at this event, and also a lot to learn also, in addition, Abby. And you mentioned partnering with a number of conservation partners. That plays a huge role in Earth Day overall. One of the many purposes of Earth Day as a holiday is to encourage people to be more mindful of the ways that we impact the Earth as individuals, as communities, as a country, and as a whole, as humanity. And so those conservation partners play a big role from an education standpoint in this. How can people learn more from them, or how will people learn more from them at this upcoming event?
Absolutely. We're very, very fortunate to have several wonderful partners who are coming out just to provide information for our participants. We have a variety of organizations that will be coming, such as the Clinton River Watershed. We'll be having OC SISMA, Detroit Zoological Society, all sorts of wonderful conservation partners that are involved in our community. And we wanted to make sure that we provided a variety of information for people that are participating. So we're including pretty much every single aspect of conservation, which we're very, very fortunate. People can learn about proper recycling techniques. We have, like I said, the Detroit Zoological Society. So ensuring that, people are not only having fun, but they're learning while they are there. That's a big part of this event, and just ensuring that everyone has a good idea of how they can make a difference in our community and ensure that us as Parks and Recreation are providing those opportunities for education for our community.
And that's what makes an event like this not only so important, but fun and engaging for the community, is that you're not just throwing a bunch of this information at people, encouraging conservation or learning about the ways that we impact our local environment. You're showing them that while also engaging them in a number of different activities. Speak to the engagement element of this, because that's sort of your wheelhouse with West Bloomfield Parks, and something that your organization objectively does really well with all these events all throughout the year. How do you work to make an event like this that's somewhat educational, somewhat celebratory, be engaging as a learning experience for people of all ages?
Absolutely. Well, I think you just touched on it, is that we really wanted to make sure that this event is not just geared towards one age group. This event really is for everybody. You're never too old to learn, especially when it comes to things about being environmentally conscious and ways to help our Earth. So we did want to make sure that there is a little bit of something for everyone. Like I said, we have all sorts of wonderful experiences available for kiddos all the way up to grandparents. So we will have some crafts available using recycled materials. We'll have our naturalists on hand to share experiences with our animal ambassadors. So that's always something that's incredibly fun, but also very educational. And we also have the opportunity to explore our natural outdoor play area, which is just a really wonderful piece of our property here on the Civic Center. And it's something that engages, like I said, not just kiddos, but adults, and teaching them basically how our environment works, but keeping it fun and engaging.
More information on the Earth Day celebration with West Bloomfield Parks can be found on their website on wbparks.org, or join them on social media on Facebook at WBParks for even more information and fun events coming up across our community this spring and summer. Abby Burgess is with us, Community Engagement Coordinator with West Bloomfield Parks, as we prepare for their Earth Day celebration Thursday, April 18th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. right next door to us at the Recreation Activity Center. And Abby, a lot of these activities that are happening there on Earth Day for the Earth Day celebration kind of mirror or parallel a lot of activities that happen at the Recreation Activity Center and throughout the community all across the year, especially this time of the year. And as we get into the spring and especially into the summer where it's consistently nice outside, we have beautiful day after beautiful day. How does that shift kind of the focus of the programming for West Bloomfield Parks as you're trying to engage the community, but particularly outdoors in an environment that is so beautiful this time of the year?
Absolutely. Well, we always want to encourage people to explore all of our wonderful parks locations, even if we don't have a program going on at that time or at that location. But our summer registration did open this last Monday. So April 8th, registration became available, and we have all sorts of incredible programming, events, and classes that are available all throughout all of our parks locations. And as the weather gets warmer, we definitely like to have our programs be at different locations throughout the West Bloomfield community and expose our community members to some beautiful green spaces that they may not even know was there. So that's something that the summer season definitely lends itself to. And if people are interested in exploring different types of adventures they can have even in their own backyard, they can check out our summer guide, which is also available on our website. And that has a list of all of our upcoming classes, programs, and events that are going to be available this beautiful summer season.
And all the more reason to come out and join them at their Earth Day celebration. You can talk to members of their team in recreation and in their events planning, and also their naturalist team led by Lauren Nazuri and so many others about more of the nature elements of our community this time of the year. Earth Day celebration Thursday, April 18th, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Recreation Activity Center. And Abby, what's great about this is it's free to attend, and people can join for as long as they want and engage in these events, all for free from all across our community.
Absolutely. We're really, really excited that this is going to be available for everybody. We do have our guided hikes, which is an additional cost. That's only $5 per family if you're looking to have a naturalist-led experience during the Earth Day event. And that small fee will go towards our nature room. So other than that, all of the event is completely free. And we encourage people to come out and enjoy and learn a little bit about the environment here in West Bloomfield.
Yeah, pre-registration requested, but not necessarily required to attend the Earth Day celebration. You will have to pre-register and pay that $5 fee per family for those guided nature hikes at 4:30 and 5:30 p.m. Again, all that information can be found wbparks.org or on their website or on their Facebook page at WB Parks. Abby, before we let you go, anything else we should know about the Earth Day celebration or other things we should take a quick note of?
Yeah, like I said, our summer guide is now available, and we really do encourage people to check that out. We have so many different offerings, all the way from kiddos all the way through seniors. So there really is something for everybody. And we really encourage everybody to take advantage of this beautiful weather, get outside, explore the nature of community in West Bloomfield.
Plenty of more information on all their events. Again, wbparks.org. Abby, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
The Earth Day celebration Thursday, April 18th from 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. at the Recreation Activity Center. That is in the West Bloomfield Town Hall Complex at 4550 Walnut Lake Road. Just drive down Walnut Lake Road west from Orchard Lake. And when you pass by our station at Civic Center TV, it's the next entrance on the right side driving toward Town Hall. And you'll have a ton of fun with our friends over at West Bloomfield Parks. Kevin, a lot of fun to be had this time of the year and a lot to engage in for our community. And West Bloomfield Parks, one of the leaders in that recreation and especially outdoor activities.
West Bloomfield Parks is starting to throw, like, if you follow their Facebook page, they are throwing a lot more events out there that's happening throughout the summer. So we will be reporting on it frequently as they come up. Happy to announce it, happy to have different things for the community to come out and enjoy as the summer starts to break. Slowly but surely, Tyler.
Yeah, we get to have a lot of fun. We get to have a lot of fun by going out there. So we encourage you as well to have a lot of fun and head out to these different events, both from West Bloomfield Parks, from Keagle Harbor Parks and Recreation, Sylvan Lake, all of whom have so many things going on outdoors this time of the year. Kevin, some congratulations are in order in our local area again for another prolific athlete. We've talked so much in the past month or so since the state championship campaign for the West Bloomfield Lakers about their excellent basketball players. Summer Davis recently named not only the 2024 Michigan Max Preps Player of the Year, she's also the Michigan Associated Press's Division I Player of the Year as well, continuing to bring home the hardware. The senior headed to the University of Georgia with her sister India was the Gatorade Player of the Year last season. India Davis, Gatorade Player of the Year in 2024. And, of course, a state champion for the West Bloomfield Lakers after having an incredible season. Congratulations to Summer Davis on a massive accomplishment, not only Max Preps Player of the Year, but the Michigan AP Player of the Year as well.
Man, as women's college hoops are starting to highlight and become even more popular than men's hoops, this is a perfect transition for the Twins to start going into college hoops. We're hoping to hear and see their name a lot more nationwide. And congratulations again. I'm claiming the Twins, but they don't even know who I am. But I just want to claim congratulations. When you said prolific athlete at first, I thought you were talking about me until you said Summer Davis. So congratulations, Summer.
Hey, you know what? There can only be one prolific athlete on this show. I challenge you to a one-on-one with Summer to take that title live on this show later on this summer. We'll get to that maybe a little bit, perhaps another day. That's our show for this edition of the Splash Live. We encourage you to always keep up to date with us on CivicCenterTV.com. Follow us on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15 and subscribe for free to our YouTube page at Civic Center TV. For our entire team, Jake Schaff, Calvin Brown, he's Kevin McIntosh, I'm Tyler Kieft. Thank you for watching the Splash Live.